Hello, and welcome to Demiplane, and welcome back to the Claw Firm, Feather, Whisker, and Horn. I'm your game master, Mark Meer, and these are your player characters. Let us meet them now, the emissaries of Feather, Whisker, and Horn. Beginning with Xander. Xander, you always seem to be in the right position to be first.
So I'm right on time. Hello, I'm Xander Jeanerret, and you can find me all over the internet at Xanderific with 2 R's and 1 F. Today I am playing Cornette, the Silent Priest, a Tengu that is exhibiting Bluejay-like features. We both use he/him pronouns. And we are very excited to be the emissary, and we had a little bit of a spotlight moment where we found out the healing energies are particularly effective against the undead.
Very true. That could come in handy. I'm saying it might be relevant
He
to
can't
today's
do it
adventure.
too many times.
And then
Level
also,
1.
there's no healing. There's no healing for the rest of the party. We'll see how that goes. It's a balancing act. Let's meet the rest of the party, continuing with Jody.
I am Jody Houser. You can find me on Twitter at Jody_Houser and Instagram at the Jody Houser. I am playing Hortense Pricklepaw, who is a catfolk magus who used to spend all her time buried in books and is now fighting goblins and the undead and who knows what else. We'll see.
Thank you very much. Hortense Pricklepaw, secret tank, as we discovered when we were comparing everyone's relative hit point level
Oh,
just before
and
the show began.
she, her pronouns for both of us.
Moving on to Aliza.
Well, hello. I'm Aliza Pearl, Aliza with a Z. And you can find me at Aliza Pearl on Instagram and Twitter, and on TikTok, the real Aliza Pearl. And today I am playing for you a character who is named Pegasi. I don't know why I'm drawing this up. My character's named Pegasi. I am she, her pronouns. Pegasi is she, they pronouns. But I also I haven't told y'all this yet, but I love trees. And Pegasi is an homage to my favorite tree in the world, whose name is Pando. Pando is it's called the Trembling Giant. It's a clonal colony of an individual male quaking aspen, even though my character she, they. And Pando is in Colorado, and in Utah. I love Pando, and so that's what Pegasi, that was the inspiration for Pegasi.
Aw,
That's amazing.
Very nice.
that's so cool.
The
I'm going.
the trembling aspen.
Yes, does
The
Pando
Trembling
make that
Giant. Yeah, I
sound?
was like, there's
Oh
some
my
type of
gosh.
shaking there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all kind of Pando related.
Excellent. I shall be Googling Pando at the conclusion of today's game. As we move on to Erika.
Hi, I'm Erika Fermina. I am playing Calla Lilly. Her pronouns are she, her. She is a tiefling summoner, little Disney princess out past curfew for the first time. And I think, I think that's it. Oh, you can find me across all
Lovely.
social media at A Style Pixie.
Thank you very much. And finally, Bluejay.
We've all got our shit thoroughly together this morning. I can tell. I'm Bluejay, and my character is based off of my own narcissism. No, I'm kidding. I do actually like Blue Jays. Um, so my character is Violette, the Garish Thief. She is a Tengu swashbuckler, and she's done a lot of buckling and swashes, or swashes and buckling, whichever direction, honestly. And both she and I have she, her pronouns, and you can find me in real life on the internet over on Twitter at Bluejay_712. Another Bluebird Twitter.
Hmm. And here we all are. You find yourselves as if you'll remember from our last adventure, we left things at a rather dramatic high point. You were exploring the tower of a necromancer by the name of Cadaverous. We're pretty sure that is not his birth name, but certainly his professional name. And you found the tower completely abandoned. You were there because Cadaverous owed the claw firm, or the firm of Feather, Whisker, and Horn, a substantial amount of money and had been delinquent in his payments. When you arrived at the tower, you found it apparently abandoned. Some searching, however, revealed a secret door. You found one of the servants of Cadaverous, a butler by the name of Osgood, being cornered in a wardrobe by a skeleton, and apparently there had been some sort of incident in which the necromancer's minions had all gone berserk, as he put it. You also know that there's at least some evidence of foul play. There was evidence of perhaps a bloody body being dragged across a floor, down through the secret door and into the lair of this necromancer. You found an area filled with unassembled bones, various storage, and whatnot. And after picking a lock without searching for traps, you opened another door.
I will say
This
that
resulted.
was me specifically. I feel like everyone else probably would have looked for traps, but Violette did not. Let the
Your characters are very
consequences
early
on
in.
me personally.
They're very early in their careers. This is, these initial adventures are going to be learning experiences for all of you, I think.
Absolutely.
But the first thing that I would like everyone to do is to make a fortitude save.
Oh, thank you. 18 plus 6, 24 for Pegasi.
24 for Pegasi, right?
Do we start the game with hero points?
Oh, yes, yes. Of course, as per usual, your hero points from if you had stockpiled a bunch of hero points last game, well, you should have spent them because they get reset to 0, but you do get 1 back at the beginning of the session.
Okay.
Hero points can, of course, be used to re-roll a dice roll that you have botched, or they can be used. Let's hope that they're not necessary, but they can be used to stave off death.
Okay.
So
I just rolled a 1.
I
So I
understand.
think I'm gonna use it.
I'm going to assume that you're using it to re-roll.
Yeah.
Very well.
I'm gonna pray that a 13 is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Non-committal.
That's
Mhm.
much better than a 1. I have a 21 now.
Nice.
Cool. Much better.
So, okay, 21 for Violette, a 24, I believe it was, for Pegasi.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Cornette, you had a 13.
Correct.
What about Hortense and Calla?
Calla Lilly got a 19.
As did Hortense.
Ooh, nice.
Yay!
Okay.
Oh, please let 13 be enough.
Let's see. Just want to make sure this isn't a critical fail.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Because there's different consequences for that sort of thing.
I do want to say that I remember that the party was at least a little bit behind Violette
true.
because Cornette
Oh,
had
yeah.
keys and Violette explicitly did not wait for Cornette's keys before
Mhm.
unlocking the door. So I just want to say that they're not like all crowded around the door.
Right. There's a little bit
Because
of
I
Mhm.
rushed ahead because I was
And-
very
Yes.
sneaky and Pegasi was failing the stealth. So I went
This is
forward.
true.
I just want to remind
So,
but I
I
do
don't know
love
how
Yeah,
far
so-
back the effect goes, but like
so Bluejay, Violette does get just a face full of
Oh, yeah.
this gas.
oh yeah.
However, you're all in a rather narrow circular stairway, so
Yeah.
this gas does pretty much fill the entire stairway. So you'll be pleased to hear that most of you have made your save. Cornette,
yeah.
I'm afraid you have not made your
Oh,
save.
no.
So as this gas fills the stairwell, Now, now, of course, your old marching order is not quite apt because Violette had snuck ahead a little
Right,
bit.
but
So,
I would be the
Cornette, you're
next.
actually you're next up. So,
Yeah.
yeah, Cornette, as this gas fills the stairway, you feel your limbs grow heavy and your eyelids as well as you slump to the floor. Uh,
Oh no.
Now, the only person who has critically succeeded on their save is Pegasi. So, Pegasi, you are unaffected completely by this
Okay.
gas.
You
The
absorb
rest of
the
you-
gas and output oxygen.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what it is.
Well,
However, everyone else had made their save, though not critically. So that means that you will all be at -1 status penalties on perception.
Okay.
Until I tell you otherwise, because even though you are awake, you are somewhat drowsy. You also all detect loud snores coming from where you knew Cornette was. Right now, your vision is obscured, though this gas does fairly quickly dissipate.
Violette yawns and probably like waves some of the gas or whatever out of her face, and then like turns around to, make sure that she didn't do irreparable harm to the rest of the group, and sees that
You do see, looking about 10 or 20 feet up this circular staircase, you can see the slumped form of your brother.
she immediately goes from like, oh well, that was an unfortunate situation, to like panic, and rushes back up the stairs to Cornette, and probably
As you do
Yeah.
this, as you quite clearly said, you turn your back and begin to
I do
move
that,
up the
yes.
stairs.
oh crap.
Could I please get initiative from everyone who is conscious?
Oh crap.
Excellent. This is great.
Is this again where we're rolling stealth instead of perception
Oh.
for initiative?
Yes. In this case, you can use perception, or because you were all basically sneaking down the stairs, you can use stealth for your perception instead, or stealth for your initiative bonus instead.
Okay, well, I
Because
get a
we won't
10.
get -1.
10
I
total.
got
Yes.
an 18. That's Pegasi.
Okay, so is there anything above a 20, first of all? Okay, so Pegasi, I think you are the highest at 18. Any 17s, 16s, 15s, 14s, 13s, 12s, 11s? Oh, a 12 for Hortense.
And Calla Lily got 11.
Got 11, and sorry, what was Violette?
10.
And a 10. Right. All right, Pegasi, you may act first. This has just happened. There's a gas cloud. It has slightly abated. It's still a bit hazy in here. You saw Cornette slump to the floor, and you can hear snoring. What does bird snoring sound like?
Me 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 me. Me 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 me.
It's exactly like that.
So cute. Does Pegasi see what we're in initiative with?
You're a little further up the stairs, so you basically
yeah.
can see, and it's circular. It's a curving stairway, so you see Cornette's body is probably the furthest you can see down the stairs.
Okay, well that's fine.
You do know that Violette had gone down a little further ahead.
Right. Okay. And I, of course, saw the gas. I'm gonna come down the stairs to Cornette, and I would like to administer an elixir of life. Also, I want
Very
to
well.
say from a previous episode we did, I misstated. I don't have the lesser. I have the minor, so it's not quite as beefy as the minor. It's still 1d6 though, and you get a +1 bonus to saving throws against diseases and poisons for 10 minutes after I administer this.
Nice.
Interesting. Okay, so this will essentially be 1d6 of healing, yes?
Yes.
And
But
do
also
you
the
have?
bonus.
Do you currently have any damage?
Not for Cornette.
Oh right.
Okay, so you won't necessarily benefit from that. However, this +1 to your saving throw, I'm going to say when it actually, Cornette, could you please roll initiative as well, even though you're unconscious?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was
not great.
hoping. Oh yeah, I
Uh,
was hoping this would wake him up because it says elixirs of life accelerate a living creature's natural healing processes and immune system.
mm.
That's what I'm thinking it will do. However, I'm thinking it will take effect on Cornette's initiative, whatever that happens to be.
14.
Awesome.
14. Okay. Okay, Cornette. is on
So you'll actually be
14.
next in our party.
In your party order.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not in the
Oh.
order
Right.
as a whole.
Oh.
As
Oh.
Yikes.
let's see here, which one of these guys? Oh yes, it's this guy. Violette.
Yeah.
You have turned your
no.
back,
I did that.
and so I'm gonna give you the flat-footed penalty to your AC. So your AC is actually
fine.
2 points worse than it normally is.
Okay, so that was 16.
And that means they have a slightly better chance to hit. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's definitely a hit.
Okay.
This will be. You take
Mhm.
6 points of slashing damage as a glaive suddenly is thrust through this door that you just opened and turned your back on. And I'm going to say, you probably wheel around as you get hit, and you can see that it is being wielded by a skeleton
Sick.
who makes the same sort of hissing noise as the one that you encountered before, as it stabs you. And you know what? It's going to make another attack, though
Valid.
at penalty this time.
I would do the same thing, Skeleton.
Determination.
You said you were at 16 currently.
Yes.
That is a miss. You managed to either deflect or dodge this second thrust of the glaive. As we move on to Cornette. Cornette, you are on the ground. Please make another fortitude save. This time with a what bonus is it, Pegasi?
It is a +1.
+1.
Plus
So
1.
in total, I'd get a +6 to this roll.
Mhm.
Ooh, it is a 6, which does mean 12, which is less than what I got last time.
Yeah, you're actually still asleep.
I needed the rest, honestly.
Yeah, let's just give you a long rest right here. in this
Yeah, I
hallway
get
while
my
you
spell back.
There
dive.
you go. We will get that +1 for 10 minutes. So
Oh, good. Thank you.
All right, so you'll be the next time you come around, you will still have this bonus,
I
Cornette.
also like to think that the elixir was just poured on Cornette, so he's in sticky sap goo, and there's a
just
sap bubble.
yes,
Yeah, just over your nostril.
Yeah.
Pegasi has not learned that that's not how humanoids or bird
Yeah.
people intake.
Osmosis.
And yeah, I think Cornette's bipedal, so I think it's okay to call Cornette a humanoid. As we move on, so that was Cornette. Hortense, it is now your turn. What would you like to do? You would have heard this hissing sound, and yes, you would have heard the sound of metal clashing on metal, and also the sound of a glaive striking home.
Okay, I'm going to stride down the stairs. Can I get to Violette at 25 foot?
I believe you can, because actually you were third in the order, which means you're currently second. All you have to do is jump over the sleeping form of Cornette, which I think you are more than capable of doing. Pegasi has sort of come down, just behind and beside you to administer this elixir, but yeah, you have no problem getting down.
So as she is leaping over her sleeping friend and hurrying down the stairs, she starts whispering, and fire starts sparking around her fist, and she is going to just pop in right next to Violette and just do spell strike and basically do a produce flame punch.
Great. So you jump over Cornette. You sort of land a few more stairs down, takes you around the curve. And as you round the curve, yes, you see Violette in combat with this skeleton wielding a blade. So please roll your attack. It's relatively narrow, but I'm going to say there is enough room for you to sort of come up alongside Violette and attack this thing.
That is a 17 to hit.
17 on the nose.
Okay, so that is bludgeoning damage from the fist, which is 7. Yay.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, it's a d4 plus 3, and I rolled a 4.
Nice.
So. And then...
Like I said, secret tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's only a d4 for produce flame, too, but... so that is 5 fire damage, too.
Right, so that was bludgeoning damage, the first one, yes.
Yeah, because she learned from seeing Violette do the xylophone with the rapier and the rib cage that all of her many bladed weapons might not be the right choice here. So she just fire punch.
So good.
Great, so that was 7 points of bludgeoning damage. How much fire?
5.
And 5. So the bludgeoning damage, you connect right at the sternum of the skeleton. You can actually see a couple of the ribs crack as you smack into it. However, as the fire washes over these bones, you notice they do, of course, char and blacken. But if you had to make an educated guess, you might say that this thing is somewhat resistant to flame, not having flesh to burn. Bones, of course, anyone who's run a crematorium can tell you, bones take a while to burn. And is that all of your actions?
Yeah, that's all my actions.
Very well. We move on from Hortense to Calla at 11. That actually sounds like you're going to deliver the news. Calla at 11.
Live. I'm going to do act together. I think 2 levels, and I'm going to spend the 2 action to cast. Where is that spell? Evolution Surge.
Interesting. I don't think we've seen this yet.
On my Eidolon on Shimmer, and I'm gonna choose, because you get to choose an effect. So I'm gonna up her speed. So she gains a plus 20 foot status bonus to her speed.
Okay.
And
What's her normal speed?
Her normal speed is 25. So she's
okay,
not.
so she's very fast now. She's got like a 45 movement.
Yeah, she can zip. So I'm gonna have her. And for my last action, I'm gonna have her zip down to the room.
Okay, to the bottom of the stairs, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, so and she has no actions left there to attack.
No.
Okay, so Shimmer is down there, essentially with Hortense and Violette. And speaking of Violette, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
So Violette, she saw that Cornette went down, maybe wasn't close enough to hear the snoring, and then immediately got a glaive in the back. So she does the whole and then recovers herself enough to turn around before the second one hits, and is presented with this skeleton and her brother on the ground behind her, and it's just I must defend. And hopefully the rest of the party can figure out the brother on the ground part. But I'm gonna first tumble through, so move through the skeleton's space, or attempt to get on the
Right, so
other
you're
side.
moving past the skeleton into the room beyond.
Yeah, I like to think, if I make my acrobatics check, obviously, I like to think that she's gonna be doing some wall walking and then dropping down behind. Very impressive acrobatic parkour kind of moves. If the skeleton is like in the doorway, then the only way to get past it would be to go into the room beyond. Then I suppose that's true. But like I was just trying to like flank it, as it were.
Yeah, basically to flank it, you need to sort of get behind it,
Yeah.
and then you and Hortense would be flanking.
That would be
So
rad.
please attempt your roll.
Okay, acrobatics check. Let's choose. That is a 14 plus 7. I'm bad at math. 21 against the
right.
enemy's reflex DC.
Yeah, you do succeed.
Okay, so I do some really cool parkour moves, get on the other side of it, and is it like a free action to like look around the room real quick before I turn my back to something else, or would that be like a?
I'm going to say it is because like their turn is coming up. Essentially, you sort of flip past the skeleton into the room, and you can see through a hallway. It is dark, but you can see these things running up. 2 more skeletons are charging towards the room. They're
Okay.
not in the room yet, but they are on the way.
Okay, so I will just like yell out like more on the way to the group, and then probably turn back and attempt to get rid of this one so I'm not flanked.
Very good idea. So the skeleton is currently flanked, so it has a penalty to its AC.
Okay, so I will do a. I'm gonna start with the finisher because I know that the regular strike was not very effective. So we'll just try to 1-2 punch xylophone. I guess I could also just 1-2 punch fist.
That would be bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. Okay.
You
so
do know from
I-
your earlier experience that like a rapier against a skeleton, not terribly.
She
effective.
still has the rapier in her hand, but she's gonna use the pommel, like so her hand with the pommel inside it for like a little bit of a brass knuckles action.
Yeah, you've got the sort of like the guard that goes over your hand.
Yeah.
And rapiers are often used. If stage combat has taught me anything, rapiers are often used that way. So. Yeah.
Okay, so I will attempt to, with my fist, deal the confident finisher.
And I'm actually going to give you. What do you normally do for your just an unarmed strike attack?
An unarmed strike?
Is that what you're using?
All of my strikes are at +7 to hit, it looks like. A damage would be 1d4 for the fist.
Great. I'm going to give you 1d4 plus 1 because you are essentially hitting it with like this little metal guard that's over your fist.
Okay, well, I rolled a 19 + 7, so a 26 to hit.
That certainly hits. That would have hit him even without the flanking bonus.
Okay, and then I will roll the d4 and then add my. Is that a critical?
What was the total?
20. I got 26. I didn't add any flanking bonus.
But that actually is a critical, given the fact that his AC is lower now. So this will be double damage.
Okay, so I will roll 2d4 and then 4d6 is my precision damage.
Of course.
Let me like really quick check the nexus on Swashbuckler. If the strike is part of a finisher, if you strike with an agile or finesse melee weapon or an agile or finesse unarmed attack. Okay, unarmed. I just wanted to make sure that I could do it with unarmed, and my fist is indeed agile. All right, that is 10.
I don't think you're going to need this +1 that I
Yeah.
give you.
10, 21 points of damage.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah.
I rolled 2 6s.
I mean, it's safe to say you knocked this thing's block off, but perhaps you could describe exactly how you destroy this skeleton.
Yeah, so I think what Violette does is she like rolls like walks up the wall, drops down behind it, looks into the room, sees something coming, spins around, and with the momentum of the spin, she like uses the pommel of the rapier to like both knock the skeletons, like she spins around while still like in a squat, so she like knocks the skeleton's little skeleton legs out from under it, and like pommels at the like spine, which then just like breaks in half, and then she like reverses the movement, so takes her elbow and like hits it in the skull, the skeleton skull, as it's like dropping, and then it just like clatters to bony pieces on the ground.
And so it does. When you make contact with the skull, like the mandible comes loose, a few teeth come out, and the skull itself shatters when it hits the ground. There's like a clattering, the glaive as well, like clank, 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 as it falls from this skeleton's hand, which is still clutching it.
Yeah, so
And
that was 2 actions. I can't do
Mhm.
another attack action, but I think she's gonna like stand and like turn back towards the approaching skeletons, and I think she's just gonna, I don't know, like, is there a way I can like? I think I'm just gonna like yell at them, like almost imitate their like hiss, but in like a also like a I'm scarier than you kind of noise. Yeah.
What does that noise sound like?
Oh,
You've
God.
heard the skeleton sound like. What does Violette's
So you know how birds have like the little bird tongue, and like the like they can kind of make like a more guttural noise. So she just was like and like hisses at it a little bit, and like has her like rapier in one hand, and like I think that she doesn't have the cape because we were sneaking, but like imagine a cape made of just how cool she is. It's just like the impression of the cape is there because she's so cool.
Yes, I believe you left your cape locked
I
up at the
did, so
parish.
that we could sneak. Yeah.
Yes. And that is all of Violette's actions. Now it is the skeleton's turn. They, of course, are going to use their movement to close with you.
Oh wait, can
And
this be demoralize?
is that one action?
It is 1 action.
Let's try it out.
I don't know
What
if
is the description?
with
Again,
a sudden
these
shout,
are-
a well-timed taunt, or a cutting put down, you can shake an enemy's resolve. Choose a creature within 30 feet of you that you're aware of. Attempt an intimidation check against that target's will DC. If the target does not understand the language you're speaking, you're not speaking a language, or they can't hear you, take a -4 penalty to the check. So I guess I would
Yeah.
probably get a -4 penalty, but I would still like to do it.
Now, is this a magical effect?
No.
These are mindless creatures, so I'm not sure.
Okay,
if
well,
they
I
can
mean-
necessarily be intimidated in this way, but you can try it out, see how cool it looks.
If they're immune to being frightened, then it wouldn't matter.
It doesn't specifically say they're immune to being frightened, because again, they can be turned, and that is essentially for undead a fear effect. But it does specifically say that they're immune to mental effects.
This
And
is a
it does
mental
say that-
effect, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So they're, yeah.
Then it
I
doesn't
mean,
matter.
Try. Violette doesn't necessarily know that. This is her
I'll
first
still
time
roll it
playing
to see how effective I might have been. Just
Mhm.
because I want to know how scary I am. I want to know how scary I am to everyone else looking at me that I might not necessarily be like trying to demoralize, but I'm still scary, you know. I got 17. So I'm 17 scary.
And I mean, 17 scary would help out in most situations, but not against mindless undead such as these skeletons who charge forward. One of them is simply using its claws, its basically its bony hands, to slash at you as it closes the distance. And I believe that is a miss.
I am 18 again.
You're back to 18. And that is also going to be a miss. This other one has a sword in its hand. And it is also, you're now in a little chamber. So they are able to get at you, more than one of you attack you at once.
That's fine.
That is, I believe that will hit, certainly. And ooh, it is a palpable hit. That is going to be 7 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
And come to they're just going to go all out with this attacks.
No, that makes sense. Violette is very angry.
But with their subtractions, that misses. The one that is just clawing at you, however, does manage to score a hit this time. for a mere 3 points of damage. You rolled a 1.
Okay.
A mere 3 points of damage. That is them. The skeletons have gone. Cornette, you're on the ground. Could you please make a fortitude save
Okay.
at +1?
Okay, so my total is +6 for this roll, and I'm calling it now. If I don't make this roll, I'm gonna use my hero point to try again. So, and if that doesn't work, then I'm taking a nap.
You got this. You
I
got, this.
All right. Oh, it's a 9 on the die, which means +6 is 15. Is that good enough?
That is good enough. Eyes flutter open. Yeah, it's it's a combination of having something sticky poured on you while you're asleep, and there's a lot of clashing of metal and hissing and all
Violette
kinds.
probably screamed a bit.
I did.
You wake up to the sound of your sister being very intimidating or attempting to demoralize some skeletons, and you are awake. You are on the ground, prone.
There's just a startled reaction and the wiping of the slime, and I'll use my actions to get up from the prone position.
Okay, that is one action. You're up. You
And then as soon as I can see, I assume Pegasi's nearby, right? Since they administered.
Pegasi is
Yep.
right beside you, standing over you, actually.
There's a gesture of thanks, and then immediately on hearing the hiss, there's almost like a recognition, like I know that hiss. He'll move as far as he can to meet up with Violette.
Very well. So you have 25 feet of movement, I believe.
Yeah, and I'm like just inside the room, and there's no skeleton in between us anymore. So
Yeah. You essentially get down to where Hortense is at the bottom of the stairs, and you can see these skeletons. And you can see just beyond that, in this small room, you see the pieces of a skeleton scattered all over the ground and a glaive lying there, and you see 2 skeletons in combat with your sister. One is just clawing at her with its bony hands, and the other is swinging a sword.
So I will say, just as the last thing, because I had one to get up, one to move, I'm going to pick up the fallen glaive from the fallen skeleton.
Very well.
There's a look of
that is-
determination.
Very well. And that is all of your actions then, yes?
Correct.
Very well. Hortense, over to you. You've just been joined by Cornette, who is run down beside, just past you, and grabbed a glaive off the floor. In front of you are 2 skeletons in combat with Violette.
Ooh.
I will just say Violette is looking not good. I have 2 hit points.
Okay, I am
Good
not
to
going
know.
to use. I am not going to use acid splash then, because
Yeah,
that might go
don't
badly.
do that.
Yeah, it wasn't the most effective, but it seems like the best option still. She's going to use an action to concentrate and reset the spell strike, and then she is going to do another fire punch.
Very well.
Is the one that I attacked before still the closest to me?
The one you attacked before has been destroyed.
yeah.
These are 2. That was the one with the glaive. These are 2 fresh ones. One is apparently unarmed, but it does have pointy, bony fingers, which is he's using, and the other one has a sword.
I'm gonna go after the unarmed one because, because I'm getting
Very well.
close. So I'll save the one because now we have someone who has a reach weapon that could.
Yes, and I would say that it's pretty obvious that Violette's a bit banged up. Has been hit with a glaive, hit with a sword, raked across the face with these bony talons.
Yeah. Hortense isn't really saying anything, but she's definitely hissing as she fire punches tries to fire punch the skeleton right in the jaw.
There's a lot of hissing kind of noises in this room.
Mhm.
Ooh, that is a 15.
A 15, I'm afraid, misses.
Okay. Yeah, so she tries to, and it just goes poof and doesn't connect.
You all are also aware, because you did try this once already, that these things seem to be at least have some resistance to fire.
Oh, she knows, but again, the only other possible option would put Violette in danger as well. So
There'd be some acid splashing, and that's no good.
yeah.
Very well. Hortense, that is everything from you. Calla.
I'm going to do another 2-action act together. And my Shimmer's going to use her breath weapon. She's going to sort of position herself, or I guess I don't know what she can reach.
I'd say, well, I mean, Shimmer has like a 45 movement now. So like Shimmer could have used her movement last turn to pretty much get anywhere she wants in that room. So she can definitely be in a position where she's. What is it a line? Is it a cone with this breath weapon?
Good question. I was supposed to choose that, and I didn't. So.
Well, I'll let you choose it now. What would you...
I think I'm gonna go with cone.
Okay.
So a 30-foot cone.
I will say that it's going to be difficult to get more than one of these skeletons without hitting Violette as well. But you can definitely get one of them.
Okay.
And a good portion of the rest of the room.
So would a line be better? No, I'm just kidding. I will stick with the single weapon, or I guess the single skeleton then.
Great.
Oh, they have to make a reflex save against
which skeleton would you like to be attacking?
I mean, whichever one I can hit.
Like I say, this is just for my sake of like, okay, there's unarmed guy and sword guy, and just keeping track of their hit points. Which one do you want to pick? You can pick either. Like I say, Shimmer could have got anywhere in that room. Sword guy, great.
Yeah.
So that is a reflex save for them. What's the difficulty?
I believe the difficulty is 17, but let me double check. Yes, it is 17.
Okay, he got a 16 on the die, and he does have a bonus. So I assume this will be half damage? Or no damage?
Let me look it up on the Nexus.
Yes, Pathfinder Nexus, our invaluable tool.
You're 1d6 to all creatures in the area with a basic reflex save against your spell save DC. I don't think it takes half damage.
It doesn't take any damage.
It doesn't say to. It just says your Eidolon deals 1d6 damage to all creatures in the area with a basic reflex save against your spell DC.
Okay, then the skeleton manages to avoid this acid as it rains down upon it.
And then for Calla Lily's action, she's just gonna She's just gonna use her full 30-foot movement to get down into the room.
Okay, so you have joined Hortense down and Violette down at the bottom of the stairs, and Cornette actually down at the bottom of the stairs. As we move on,
I think you used act together for 2, and then your Eidolon used a 2 action, and you used 1. That means you still have 1 more action.
You do?
Oh,
yeah.
I still don't fully understand how this works.
Yeah, so when you buy act together, you basically like buy whoever's not taking that 2 action a 1 action thing, and then you still have your other 1 action thing. Yeah.
So you do have, if you've got a 1 action attack or spell that you would like to use, you're in position to do so.
Would like to punch a skeleton.
Hell yeah.
Wait, actually, let me see what this one is. I'm gonna bite a skeleton.
Bite a skeleton. Interesting.
Yes, I have a jaw attack.
Okay.
Hence the teeth.
So this will, of course, be piercing damage, I assume.
I think so. It does say bludgeoning, piercing, or slap. I don't know why it has 3 options for a jaw attack.
Well, I mean, it depends on the sort of teeth you have. You might have like just big flat teeth, and that would be
That's
bludgeoning. But you have sharp teeth. I mean, I'll let you decide what kind of. It's going to be set from now on. But what kind of damage do you do when you bite?
Well, piercing makes the most sense, but that makes me not want to use it on a skeleton. But I've committed, so we're going for it. That is a 21 to hit.
That does hit. Where do you bite this skeleton? Are you
don't-
biting it dog style, like on the leg, or are you biting it like in the jaw, on the
I'm
on the
pretty
skull?
tall. I think I want to go for like a collarbone situation. Like I'll just
Sure.
like, you know.
Full vampire.
So this is somewhat unexpected, but Calla Lilly just sort of leaps forward and like, How much damage do you do?
I do 3 points of damage.
I am afraid that its resistance to piercing
Yeah.
is more than that, so you do not actually do any damage to it.
I'm still very impressed.
That's all
Very.
Calla Lily wants.
I'm just like, dang. Didn't realize she was
Violette.
so hardcore.
It is your turn. What would you like to do?
I would like to not die. So
That's what most people want.
can I use an action to like interact with Cornette's pockets and grab a potion from there?
They're in
Yes,
the
I'm
usual
gonna-
place.
Yeah, you know where
I steal
where to
shit
look.
from Cornette constantly, so I know where they're at.
There are
Um,
3 of
and
them
I-
that are still
And
there.
you're not trying to be stealthy about this, so I won't make
No,
you make a thievery
not
roll or anything.
even
So
a little. And is
Hey, you
there?
want some potions?
yeah, he's got it on the inside of his coat.
And is there like? Is it? So
1d8.
No, but I'm like I'm taking the potion. I can grab an unattended or stored objects, open a door, etc. Like, and then is drinking it another thing? Or
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. And what's the
1d8.
1d8? Okay.
1d8 heal.
I got a 7.
Yeah.
7 points as this refreshing liquid passes your, not your lips, but your beak. You do feel invigorated. You can feel the sight of the stab wounds tingle as they start to heal. You can even feel that place on your face where you were scratched start to heal up.
Okay, and then I'm
The-
going to use my last action to step carefully 5 feet back out of the range of opportunity of these skeletons. So,
Very well.
yeah, no
So you're
reaction.
stepping carefully. You're not provoking opportunity attacks.
Yes.
And-
Yeah, I'm just moving. I'm like, I'm gonna be over here.
And of course, it does help that both Kile and Hortense have sort of jumped in and are engaging these skeletons in combat.
Yeah,
So
just like give me just
that
like
gives-
one, breathing heavily, like just like one. I'll be right back.
And yes, you are able to step away out of combat again without provoking an opportunity attack. As we go back to the top with Pegasi.
All right. So, having seen Violette take the health potion, does Violette look almost at 100%?
I'm at half.
Oh yeah. Okay. So then,
Yeah,
Pegasi-
still quite injured.
Yes.
okay. Pegasi will move their roots down to the bottom of the stairs and take out the bomb launcher, load up Elixir of Life, and shoot it at Violette.
I love this so much. The healing tree cannon.
We're both gonna be sticky.
Yeah, you're gonna get all this sap on you. It's gonna be great.
So I guess you roll to hit Violette if you're
Yes.
you're launching a bomb at her.
Okay, and I think it's a plus what? What do we do? What do we do? Where's my bomb?
No, Violette,
launcher?
you've seen this in action before. I guess you could allow yourself to be hit.
Yeah,
or at
'cause I
least
think that
reduce your-
my AC is as high as it is because I am dexterous. So
Mhm,
if I
so-
were to just stand still and try and take it, that would reduce my AC by my dexterity, right?
I'm going to say that, yes.
So I could reduce it by 4. I
Okay,
think.
so you're trying to hit AC 14 then.
Well, I did not hit that.
Aw.
I got 8 total.
Yeah.
Do you have a hero point left?
Something
I
that-
do.
that
I have a
aids
hero
them
point.
By trying
Okay.
to like get in position.
I will say
while receiving-
I will say also, like, it would be you have enough actions to like just get down the stairs and give it to her if you want to. But
Launch
let's
it,
let's
launch
see
it.
let's see if the launch works because
Okay.
we did declare
Yeah,
that.
like the thing
and,
is
you
like
know,
you
we got a
can
hero
aid as
point.
a reaction, but you'd have to get a 20 to
Oh, right.
aid. So it's like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Come on. 7 plus 3, 10. Dang it. This die just.
As the healing elixir fails to make contact, it's on the ground though. So
I'll
I'm gonna
just
say
like
that
do some.
Violette could pick it up.
Yeah, like I'll do some like healing potion angels on the ground when my
There you go.
turn. Yeah, I'll
In
just
the
roll.
good.
I
in.
will.
Uh,
Pegasi will point and say, "Sorry, didn't reach. Violette, that's for you."
Violette, who's like kind of doubled over, like recovering, is like, okay.
So Pegasi, that would have been one action to fire it. Yes. Or is it more than one action for the bomb launcher?
It's like interact to basically set it up, and
Mhm.
then I don't know.
Action to fire it.
I think so. Yeah, strike.
Okay,
attack,
so you've
yeah.
got one action left. Then what would you like to do with it?
Okay, and are there still 2 skeletons here?
Yeah, though you're sort of you can sort of hear the battle. You're still up on the stairs where Cornette fell asleep.
Oh, I
so
came down. Oh, that's another action actually. I did come down the
Yeah.
stairs. So those
Oh,
are my
okay.
actions. But
and you're set.
I'd like to use a free action to use mutagenic flashback,
Mhm.
which I can do this once per day. I experience a brief resurgence of a mutagen. Choose one mutagen you've consumed since your last daily preparation. So I took the what was it? The Quicksilver mutagen earlier in the
Mhm.
first skeleton room. And you gain the effects of that mutagen for 1 minute. So I will flash back to that mutagen and have Quicksilver again.
Is this literally like an acid flashback? Like
Yeah, yeah.
a drug that I took earlier is going to take effect again? Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
It's in your
Coming back.
spine.
Yep.
It's not an acid flashback. Flashback.
An actual, yeah, flashback. Flashback is good.
Very good. So Pegasi, you are down. You've moved down as well.
Yeah.
As we, oh yes, now they get to go. So they have a couple of targets in the room. They've got Calla, Lilly, and they've got Hortense. Hortense, you had attacked the one with the sword. Is that, or no, with the claws, right? So he is going to return the favor. What is your AC?
17.
17. Okay, well, he missed with his first attack, but even with the penalty, he managed to hit with the second. And he will do 4 points of slashing damage to you with these bony fingers of his. And you know what? Why wouldn't he just do an all-out attack? He misses, though, with that third attack. The same with the one on the sword. It is basically the indignity of being bit on the neck, even if it didn't do damage, has really peeved this skeleton. Not really. It's mindless. But it was attacked, so it will attack you back. That is a total of 17. Does that hit Calla?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yep. Very well. Then he will do, I'm afraid, 7 points of slashing damage with this sword.
Ow.
He attacks again, and that's a miss. And then, and yeah, just missing terribly. So, with the skeletons done, Cornette, it is your turn.
Okay, just so that I can get on the same page, when you say glaive, are you talking about like a pole arm with like a,
Yes,
spear
that sort
at
of
the
blade
end?
at the end, blade
Gotcha.
spear.
So, Cornette is actually trained in the staff, so he picks this up and like hefts it a little bit, and then sort of flips it around, and you see that there's like an impressive sort of staff display from it. And for the first action, we'll scoop up the mutagen, the bomb that Pegasi had sent over, and we'll flip
Yes.
it over to crack it onto Violette, as if like the assist.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, let's try that. I'm going to say roll to hit the reduced AC that we had in mind for Violette, which was 14, I think.
Oh, sweet. 17.
That's a hit. So This elixir splashes over, makes contact and splashes. I believe it's a D6 of healing. Is that correct?
Yep, 1d6.
Okie dokie.
Very well. Violette, we'll let you roll that since it's you're the one.
Okay, I got a 4.
4 more points of healing.
You now also get that +1 for 10 minutes on saving throws against diseases and poisons.
Oh, perfect.
nice,
Thank you.
yeah.
That is, I think that's just one action for
Yeah.
you, Cornette.
So then, in like the same fluid motion, Cornette has flicked this thing, and the staff keeps up the momentum to turn around and smack the skeleton across the skull.
Cool.
So, would you like me to do the -5 penalty since the first one was an
Yes.
attack? Okay.
Because the first one was essentially like you were trying to hit Violette with the healing potion.
yeah.
So,
Okay,
Yeah.
16 on the die.
Ooh,
Plus
right.
3 is 19. -5 is 14.
I'm afraid that is a miss. I'm
Dang.
afraid that's a miss.
But it looks
And-
cool, and it like sort of
Looks cool.
stops at the skull. There's a loud like tunk. The xylophone.
And,
note.
Yeah, because you're using essentially you're using this as a bludgeoning weapon. You flip
Yes.
it around and so we'll when you do make contact, this will be a bludgeoning damage. That is Cornette. Hortense, over to you.
Okay, so this is actually the first time Hortense has gotten hurt in battle, and she's just really like sort of taken aback and angry. So she's just gonna start wailing on and punching the skeleton. Like no magic. She's just punching it in the.
Fury swipes.
And this is
that-
all bludgeoning, yes?
Yes. First hit is 17,
17 on the nose.
and that is 7 damage. That's a.
Boom! You bop this skeleton in the snoot, even though it doesn't have a snoot, just a nose hole. But it does take this damage because this is bludgeoning.
Okay, and I'm -4 from my second punch.
Because this is agile.
That was a 1.
Oh, I'm afraid that is a critical failure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually you go to hit it again and you just go off balance and fall down prone.
I am going to use my last action to jump up really quick and hope no one saw how embarrassing that was. And I'm run right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because you're cat folk, you were falling down prone, but you actually managed to somehow flip and land on your feet and then just stand up.
Oh wait,
Let's
actually,
do that.
when I fall, I don't land prone because I have land on your feet.
Oh, okay. Well, so when you fell, you did, as I said, just like flip and land on your feet, which means that you have one action left because you didn't spend it getting up.
Oh, sure. She is just gonna try to punch again, even though it is a -2. Well, I got a 2 that time, so I'm not gonna use this guy anymore. So that was a 4 to hit, which does not hit.
No, I'm afraid it does not. So, Hortense, now Calla. Calla, you've just been hit by this skeleton.
Yeah, I'm going to okay. So if I spend 1 action on act together, do
Yes.
I have 2 actions and my dragon has 1? Is that how it
If
goes?
you spend 1 action on act together, then you have 1 and your dragon has 1 for that action, and
Yeah.
then you have 2
You got
actions
the
left
2.
over.
The 2 that you didn't burn, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm going to use 1 action on act together. My dragon is going to wait, no, my dragon's gonna have to move. My dragon's gonna move and get closer to the skeletons to flank. Fly around
Okay.
and get behind it. And then for my 2 actions, I'm gonna take out my light mace. Is that what I'm doing? No.
Mace is an
it's-
excellent weapon to use against skeletons.
Yeah, it's the same as my fist. Change my mind. I'm just gonna save an action. I'm gonna punch it.
Great.
14.
Roll to hit, please. A 14 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Okay. Then instead of me using those 2 actions, my dragon is gonna take a second action and tail attack the skeleton for a 7 to hit. Oh no.
Also a miss, I'm afraid.
I'm using different die from now on.
There's a flurry of activity. None of it amounts to much, I'm afraid. But we now move to Violette. Violette, you've been healed.
I'm back,
by
baby.
a couple of different sources. You stepped away from the battle, but now I suspect you might be rejoining it. What would you like to do?
I'm a little sticky. I'm a little like my clothes are still covered in my own blood. But that's never stopped a swashbuckler before. So I am going to once more roll through this action, tumble through, and I mean, obviously, again, the roll depends on how cool this looks. But effectively, she's just like rolling, dodging like all of her friends and the skeleton. Which, you know, because a lot of these things are happening at the same time, maybe that contributed to people missing, but like I'm gonna look cool, so it's fine, you know.
Sounds good. So.
Oh darn. So I got a I got a 10. Against the enemy's reflex DC.
What exactly happens on a failure?
My
simply not move?
movement ends, and I trigger reactions as if I had moved out of the square I started in. So, if I
Well, you were out of combat, so
Yeah.
it's not like there were guys beside you ready to attack you.
basically
you're
I just don't get my panache is the problem. Like
You
that's
do not get your panache, I'm afraid.
that's the
no.
main thing is I just don't look as cool, so I don't get my thing that allows me to make cool attacks. Because I can't move
So-
into the enemy's space.
So,
But
yeah,
I can
and you-
still do a performance check to try and get panache, and then
And then an
hopefully,
attack.
hopefully make a really cool attack.
Yeah, so you had planned to sort of do like some sort of like spring or somersault into the room, but you just did like a very basic like gym mat forward roll, and like the first thing they teach kids. So you did get into the room, but you do not get your
Yeah.
panache. That was
Okay.
one action. You're going to use your second action on a performance check, yes?
Yes. So,
Okay.
it's a fascinating performance. I compare my result to the will DC of one observer. Whether or not they're fascinated by me, I would still get my panache. But if they're fascinated, which I don't know if a skeleton can be, then
I
they would-
don't know if they can be. They are mindless.
That's fine. I just want my panache, basically. Okay. So it's more for her being able
Yeah,
to
this
do cool
performance is for
stuff.
you. It's for you. Yeah.
Like it gives her the feeling that she needs to really be able to perform well. So she does that like kind of slouchy roll, tries to move through the skeleton space, but maybe gets like knocked back a little bit, and then she's like, you know what? That's fine. I can take you face to face, you bony creature. And
So
she-
close.
I know. She's fine. And she has the rapier still in her hand. So she's going to like with the point of the rapier, do like a bunch of like she did before, where she just kind of like darts in and around the skeleton's like body, like kind of like outlining them. You know, like a sword thrower like will throw like all around you but not hit you. And then like that's the performance.
Of course.
With someone
And
else, it might be more.
You
intense.
did have the xylophone experience earlier with the other skeleton, so if you wanted to, you could play a little tune on it, like.
Yeah. We xylophone because without intending to do damage, it's a performance. It's a xylophone performance.
Sounds good. Please make that roll.
I got a 10. So a fascinating performance.
What do you need? What is the DC to get
It's
your
a
panache?
versus the will DC.
Versus so it was a 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid not.
Gosh, I'm just too sticky. Then I'll just
So
do
no
it.
panache for you.
I'll just do a
However, you
regular
are
attack.
capable
I'll just
of
do
just
a-
launching a regular
I'll
attack.
just do a normal attack. We're trying. We're sticky. We were close to death. It's not working. The performance is failing. We have to do something.
Instead of a xylophone sound, it's like a wet, sticky, like.
And Violette,
Got
you
a
felt this
22 to hit.
very few times in your life, and I'm not sure if birds can actually do this, but you do feel flop sweat forming. It's like,
No.
oh no,
Well, I got a 22 to hit, so
that does hit. That does
okay.
hit.
And then it's a D4 plus 1 for the rapier cage or whatever.
Lovely. And which were you actually attacking?
I was going for the skeleton with the sword because he's more threatening to me and my friends.
Of course.
It's 3 damage, bludgeoning.
3 damage total.
3 damage total. I don't get any bonuses because I have no panache.
Okay, so you whack it. This damage does go through, however, because it is bludgeoning. And
She
With
very
Violette.
purposefully does not make eye contact with anyone because she like Hortense is just like, do not look at me.
so yes, nonetheless, you did manage to deal some damage, and every little bit counts. As we move back to the top of the order to Pegasi.
Okay. So, which of the 2 skeletons looks healthier, I guess?
I mean, it's pretty hard to tell. They've each taken a hit. One has been smacked by Hortense, and one has been smacked by Violette.
Mhm.
I guess if you had to, like, you'd probably say the one that got hit by Violette took less damage.
Mhm. And one was bitten by Calla Lily, right?
Unsuccessfully.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
successfully, but it's pointy teeth don't do that much
Ah.
damage to bones.
Right.
Because
right.
they are
Slightly
resistant.
gnawing,
They're resistant to piercing.
you know.
Okay. Well, I think Pegasi's gonna probably try to tanglefoot one of these.
Very well.
Let's see what my benefits are. Acrobatics, stealth, thievery, reflex, saves, dexterity-based attack. Ooh, does this count as a dexterity-based attack roll? Throwing this?
Yeah, I'd say throwing
Throwing a
missile
bomb?
weapon. Yeah.
Okay, great. Then I will get my, what is it? A +1 for my mutagenic googly gop.
Oh yes,
Um,
because
The
of
scientific.
the flashback that you're suffering.
Yes, that I'm suffering. Okay, so I'm gonna roll that. So it's +3 for the bomb itself, and then +1 for mutagen. So +4. Come on, die. Come on. Okay, 12 +4. I said
Mhm.
16. That's not enough, is it?
Just
Dang
short.
it.
Just short. And so
I
I am
have a
afraid
short
this
one.
misses.
Yeah.
This misses. That means have you used all your actions?
No.
No? then what else would you like to do?
Can we say that I moved to where the bomb landed, and I mean, do I lose the bomb now?
Well, since
I'm gonna
I
give it-
used it, it's still like in play.
Oh right, yeah. It didn't hit a target, so it
Yeah,
doesn't.
I sort of last time I gave it a percentage chance and it didn't break, and it hasn't broken this time.
Oh great. Then I will move towards where the bomb landed so that I can pick it up next turn and throw it at the skeleton.
Great. So you just got one action left, and that is the move.
I think it's the move. Yeah, that's my last action.
Okay. So you essentially get up to where the bomb sort of rolled away, and you can pick it up next turn.
All right. Cool.
That is Pegasi.
Oh!
I'm afraid it. Oh,
Sorry. Never mind.
no, all good. Then
I think I
I'm
might be
afraid it-
calculating my actions wrong. I'm gonna do some research. Go ahead. We can. Yeah. I'll know
Of
for next
course.
time.
Of course. Our skeleton friends. Let's see. So the one with the claws is attacking Hortense. I doubt a 12 is enough to hit you, is it? No?
Nope.
Very well. Then he's going to try again at a -5. So that's a 5. Is a 14 enough to hit you?
Nope.
Okay, and now he's going to try at -10. And then, well, a 13 isn't enough to hit you. He keeps rolling better, but with some bigger and bigger penalties. All right, so this there's a flurry of this thing just clawing at you unsuccessfully. The one engaged with Calla Lily is going to try to swing its sword. Does a 19 hit you?
It sure does.
Very well. Oh, he rolled very poorly. Only 3 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, only 3.
All-out
Oh,
attack
no.
again. This one is at a -5, so he gets a total of 13. Does that hit you?
No.
Very well. And now at -10. And no, he does not hit at all. All right. That is the skeletons. Cornette, over to you.
How bad does Calla Lilly look, like damage-wise?
How are you doing,
Um,
Calla?
I would say she is halfway bad.
Gotcha. And then Violette was around that too, but
Oh,
got a
I'm
little bit.
more. Yeah, I'm more now that I got the sticky.
And then did Hortense get injured? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm only down 4 though.
Gotcha. Okay, so just taking this all into account, it's like whether to spend the healing now or to try attacking again, and he's gonna go for the bludgeoning attack with the staff first for that attack.
Very
Wait,
well.
wait, I have a
Which-
question. I have a quick question.
Yes.
Theoretically, you could do your area of effect heal and include the skeletons within the area of effect.
Yes,
You could.
but I think it's I can it's how many actions I put is how many things it affects. So
Okay.
if I do 3 actions, I could do like a person and a skeleton or 2, but I think I might want to save that.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was like 1 for touch, 2 for range, 3 for area. Like
It is, but
yeah,
up to 3 for
Yeah.
now.
totally valid.
Yeah. So I'm gonna whack it with a stick.
Very well.
Oh,
Whack.
17!
Okay, 17 is on the nose. That is
Okay.
the AC. Which one were you attacking? The one unarmed one or the one with the sword?
I think it was the unarmed one.
Very well.
Better
Who
to
is
hit it
slightly
with a
more
stick.
damaged?
Okay, and then it's 1d4 bludgeoning. 3, and do I add anything? Oh, if I say it's two-handed, which I will, it's a d8
Mhm.
of damage. So I'm gonna do
Very
that
well. Roll
instead.
that up, please. Yeah, hitting someone with a staff one-handed is kind of hard.
Yeah, two-handed with a 7 points of bludgeoning.
7 points of bludgeoning damage. Great. So you smash this thing across the face, and it, jaw kind of is hanging off at a weird angle. It's still ambulatory, but it does look quite beaten up, this skeleton.
Great, and he's going to flip it around his neck and then swing again from the other way at a -5.
Very well. Same skeleton.
Same skeleton. Okay, 16 on the die. -5 would be 11. Plus 3 is only 14. Dang.
Miss, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and then with the last bit, the last action, I think we'll duck out of the way in case anything wants to do spellcasting that may be explodey, and use the last action to find cover. It may be
Right.
disengaging from combat.
Yes, you're in combat right now, so you could step if you wanted to, but you could not step and take cover.
Gotcha. I think I'll step. To
Okay,
move 5
so you
feet back.
basically, again, carefully getting back out of this thing's range without provoking any opportunity attacks. And
Learning
that
from
is
my sister.
that is Cornette. Hortense, over to you.
So how close are the 2 skeletons together, and Calla Lilly and I guess myself?
Well, you were directly engaged with the unarmed one, and Calla is essentially beside you, and the skeletons are beside each other.
I'm gonna glance at Calla Lilly and be like, sorry, and it'll only be 1 hit point. It's okay.
What's about to happen?
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna spend 1 action to concentrate and recharge Spell Strike, and then this time instead of fire, like acid starts welling from her fist. So she's gonna Spell Strike with an acid splash punch this time.
Okay. This is on the same one that you were engaged with earlier, who does look quite rough.
Yeah.
So roll to hit first of all.
That is a 17 on the die, and
17 on the nose.
yes,
Without any bonuses, you still hit it.
it's 23 total.
23 total, great.
Yeah, so that's not a critical hit, but
Not a crit, no.
okay. So I'm gonna take damage from this too.
Oh.
Yeah, because I'd be in the splash zone.
What? How big is the splash zone?
It doesn't actually say, but I would assume everything that's adjacent would get hit.
Yeah.
So in terms of bludgeoning, that is 7 bludgeoning damage.
7 bludgeoning damage?
Yes.
Okay. you destroyed this thing just with your punch. How much acid damage?
Acid damage is 3. But then it's one splash acid damage to everyone else.
So the other skeleton, Calla, Lilly, and Hortense all take a point. Cornette had quite purposefully said he backed out. He got away.
I just hit it also, so I was in range.
Yeah, and Violette had also come back into the room, so
And you
also
said
take a point of acid damage.
1 point?
1 point, a single point.
So Shimmer was flanking the other skeleton with me, but she's an acid dragon. Does that mean she wouldn't take that damage? Because
I'm going to assume. You know what? Even if it's not possible, if it doesn't specifically say, I think that the acid-breathing dragon can take 1 point of acid damage. I'm going to assume it has at least 1 point of acid resistance.
Okay.
And Hortense, we'll go back to you. Could you please describe what happens when you destroy this skeleton? How exactly you destroy it? You can also describe how you spray all of your friends with acid.
Yeah, so this time, instead of doing like a cross, which she did, she uppercuts, and acid just sprays out, and like the skull sort of shakes and then explodes out, and it's the bits of acid skull that kind of splash everybody.
Yeah, and
Including
everybody
myself.
takes a
Like, ugh,
takes a point of damage from that. Like, it's like lemon juice in the eyes. And with Hortense complete, we move on to Calla, Lilly.
Alrighty. I am going to spend 1 action of act together. And I'm going to punch, fist attack, the skeleton. Calla Lily's pouting, she's getting angry. She hasn't made a single contact, and I'm gonna use a hero point.
Yeah.
Because that was a
Why
nat
not?
1.
Oh no!
And I
Let's avoid that.
that is so much better. That will be a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Let me do something. That is 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
2 bludgeoning, okay.
And then the 2 actions are going to be taken, the remaining 2 are going to be taken by Shimmer with a tail attack. With an 11, so that's gonna miss. But she's gonna whip and try to tail whip him, and then come back around and hit it with her claw.
Okay.
Is it a -5 penalty?
-5 unless it's an agile attack, in which case it's -4.
-4. It is agile, so it will be 15. So I think
17
that
is what you
misses.
need. That does miss.
Dang it! Come on, Shimmer, you got this. And
However, you did make contact with the skeleton. You did do him some damage.
finally.
As we end this round with Violette. Violette, what would you like to do? You're in the back of the room. You've just been sprayed with acid.
So is the one with the sword the one still up, or?
Yes, it is still up and looking rough.
Okay. I gotta finish this, and I also have to redeem myself. So Violette, is there any kind of like ragged drapery or like chandeliers or like a rope or like any kind of?
I didn't envision this room with a chandelier, but what are you trying to? Maybe
I mean,
maybe there was a chandelier.
She's gonna do classic swashbuckling. She's gonna, like jump.
Actually, this is
tank.
like as you've come down into the basement, it's very, as we say, very necromancer chic. So yeah, there are some chains hanging from the ceiling.
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay. She's
Also,
going to.
I'm a tree if you need something to like.
There is a tree
Swing around.
available to you. Yeah.
You're welcome to.
She's gonna attempt to do some feats of acrobatics in order to impress and terrify all around her. So maybe she she gives a quick once over And then she's gonna like parkour using first, like apologizing like very quickly, but using first one of Pegasi's branches, and then like a little sticky outy bit of stone, being able to grab onto the high chain and then use it as it like falls from her weight to like swing towards the skeleton.
Right.
In order to create enough panache to do this, get this business finished.
So are you looking to make an acrobatics roll or a performance roll?
I think this is acrobatics. This is more about the technical ability.
The full Miley
So
Cyrus.
with Pegasi's full permission, you use Pegasi as a springboard to essentially reach this sort of gargoyle outcropping that's in the stonework. Get yourself to the chain, you swing around, and let's make that acrobatics roll.
Okay. I got a 1.
Oh no!
With a thud. And
Like
no
a
hero
wrecking
points
ball.
left.
I don't have
With
a
a
hero point left.
thud.
no.
You land right at the feet of this skeleton, prone.
I give up. I'm retiring.
Oh no!
That's what's happening.
These are level 1 things.
This is
Just
one.
level
This is
1 things.
Yeah.
Okay. I will stand and brush myself off and look a little sheepish. And then
That's
just
2 actions you've used.
And then just to like cover myself, just like give a quick like punch. Just be like, I can still beat you up.
Very well.
I
roll
got
your
a
attack.
1 for that too. I'm giving up on that.
No,
die.
burn that die!
Oh, don't use that D20 anymore, please.
I'm not going to. I'm gonna switch up.
Okay. So, when you find, you're just like, let's just get this over with, and you sort of, you punch, you fall prone again.
I was sticky.
Yeah.
She's just gonna lay
Yeah.
back on the ground and stare up at the ceiling and be like, maybe I should just turn it in.
So after this rather embarrassing turn of events, Violette ends the turn prone in front of the skeleton. Pegasi, it is your turn.
Pegasi, after seeing the acrobatic and being a part of that, Pegasi says, "Oh, I thought that would end differently, Violette. Didn't expect to have to use this after all." And holding the Tanglefoot, will throw it at the skeleton, not using the bomb launcher because it
Okay,
just adds range
throw it.
anyway. Doesn't help
Mhm.
with accuracy. So yeah, and then I get +4 now. Come on. Yes, 18 + 4, 22.
22, that's a hit.
Finally. So
No damage from this, but what is the result?
Yeah,
what is the
it doesn't,
effect?
but it'll help the next person. So when you hit a creature, the creature takes a status penalty to its speed for 1 minute. On this is not a critical hit, right?
No.
Okay, so then just it's sorry, 1 second.
Is it restrained or is it literally just
here.
its movement?
It says it's just its movement. It says the target takes a -10-foot penalty and the escape DC is 17. It also says the target can end any effects by escaping or spending a total of 3 interact actions to carefully remove the sticky substances. The interact actions don't have to be consecutive, and other creatures can provide the actions as well. So
So what
10
you're saying is
penalty.
it does not impede it in terms of attacking.
Yeah, it's just going to slow it down. If it was a critical hit, it would have been immobilized.
Oh, okay. All right. Not a critical hit, I'm afraid, which means that this skeleton is probably going to attack the person who is lying helplessly in front of it.
Sorry.
It'll probably, it's probably going to throw a few attacks Calla's way too, because you were engaged with it. But it cannot turn down this gift that it's
I am
been
a
given.
feast.
And what does? Let's see. So you'd have a penalty to your armor class as well.
Yeah, what's prone? Let's take a
I think.
quick gander.
I want to say off the top of my head, it's at least a -2 penalty to your AC.
Does Nexus have prone?
Yeah, according to Nexus, it is -2 circumstance
Yep.
penalty.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, that's
So
okay.
What?
You're lying on. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Okay, so it has rolled. Its attack total is 15, but I believe your AC is 16, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this thing did try to stab at you on the floor, and you managed to just like wriggle out of the way as its blade makes contact with the stone floor instead. And then on the upswing, it's going to try to attack Calla Lilly. And what is your AC, Calla Lilly?
16.
16. I'm afraid it sagged you. That is another 5 points of slashing damage.
Oh. Okay.
Has Calla Lilly fallen down?
No. Not
Okay.
yet. But no, if something else hits her.
And you know it's going to use its third attack, which said a -10, but again, there's someone lying right in front of it, so it'll try. And again, Violette manages to just like squirm out of the way as this thing is like stabbing down with its sword, covered in Calla Lilly's blood, by the way. And with that, Cornette, is your turn.
Yeah, so watching in horror as his sister is just laying prone and getting attacked, he'll sort of follow in her footsteps and use Pegasi, because he had backed up a bit. So there is a sort of like a hesitation and then a determination on his face as he takes a running start, runs up Pegasi's trunk, and then like goes through the leaves and the branches, spinning the staff above him, coming down on top of the skeleton that had just attacked his sister.
Very well. Please roll your attack.
Oh, okay. Oh no, it's only 15.
That is a miss.
I have not used my hero point because I woke up on my own.
That's right.
I'm gonna use it now.
Try it now.
Yes! 18 on the die. Okay.
Boom. That hits it.
Yeah.
And what does your total bonus bring it up to?
It's only 3, so 21.
Okay, so not a crit, but definitely a hit.
But two-handed.
And this thing's looking pretty rough too. So two-handed will be D8 damage.
Yes! 8 damage. 8 bludgeoning.
Cornette.
Yeah!
Could you please describe how exactly you destroy this undead abomination who is menacing your sister?
So while Violette may look helpless, this is sort of a routine that when they were really young, they would use to trick other people because people don't expect Cornette to be somewhat dexterous and skilled at the staff. So this is almost like falling into step, and Violette gets a wink as if a plan has come to fruition. As he spins this staff that was stolen from the enemy and whacks this undead abomination into oblivion.
And so it is. It complete like Violette, you're on the ground. The skull bounces beside you and rolls away as the rest of the skeleton just sort of falls into pieces. And you find yourselves out of combat.
I like the
Remains
body
of these
stays
Oh,
in
go on.
place with the tanglefoot, and the head is just like teed up like a golf ball. It just goes off.
Yes, that's right. There's still the tanglefoot around its feet. So yeah, its legs and pelvis at least are definitely held in place.
Did you do a gesture
As-
for like 4 before?
Yeah. Just 4 fingers. Whack.
Violette like gets up and pretends that like, yes, I did all of this on purpose. It was a ruse. It was a ruse. Thank you for understanding exactly what I was trying to do, Cornette. Yep.
A gesture of understanding.
And you all find yourselves, as mentioned, in this room. The remains of these 3 skeletons are scattered about. There's the glaive that Cornette is using. There's also a sword, which has been dropped now, obviously. And you probably some of you probably find yourselves a little worse for wear.
Yeah, Calla Lily's just gonna lay on the ground.
Yeah, Callie's been stabbed a few times.
In Callie's like blurry field of vision, Cornette will just sort of like appear, offering one of the health potions,
And she will gladly take it.
and it's a D8.
Violette is going to kick the skeleton's heads far away from their bodies because we learned the other time that having the heads, I don't know if it's the same for skeletons, but just moving them away.
I mean, all you really had to go on was the word of his brother.
I
You didn't
don't-
see any evidence of regeneration. I'm going to tell you now. In that previous goblin, that was just a Wolverine reference. So there was
Yeah.
no
Okay.
danger of.
Oh!
I mean, Violette doesn't know any better. She
I
hasn't
was like,
been
what is he
killed.
gonna do?
No, he was
Got it,
nothing.
but
Nothing.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
he's the
got
best
6
there is
in feedback.
at what he does.
Yeah.
So, how much healing was applied to Calla, Lily?
I got 6, so
Nice,
I'm
great.
now at 7.
Oh my god.
Calla Lily looked like she was very near death, or at least near collapse. How is everyone else doing in terms of health?
I'm actually okay. I got 12 out of 18 with the healing that happened. So
I got 13 out of 18, so.
I'm fine. I took 1 acid damage, and that was only because I decided to just take it
Yeah, and
because I was near the skeleton.
got a restful nap and some exercise.
I think
Yes,
Pegasi-
Cornette
okay.
seems untouched. Go on, Seth.
Pegasi will root over to Calla Lily and kind of scoop her up gently and say, "You took a lot of hurt, and I didn't have any elixirs for you. I'm sorry."
It's okay. I thought I would have learned last time not to be right up front, but next time. Next time I won't.
We didn't know what was going to happen.
Kept
Sorry
missing.
about the acid, everybody. Yeah.
Oh, what was a necessary hazard?
Well, we'll be maybe a little bit more cautious in entering rooms in the future. But we still haven't found the corpse cadaverous, that one.
Corpse
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah, can we look around the room, I guess, and see
Yeah.
what's here?
Essentially, this is a small room. As mentioned, there's sort of like there seems to be a lot of extraneous gargoyles and chains down here. Just like
Hey, it's gotta be
that's odd.
decorated.
Yeah.
You do see the hallway that the 2 skeletons that ran up came from, and it turns to the left. So you'd have to go down further to see what that entails. How many healing potions do you have left, by the way?
1 left.
Okay, so you have 1 healing potion left. I believe you have another potion, do you not?
Yes, the protection from undead.
Oh.
What a good reminder. Thank you.
Oh.
So Violette,
I'll be
herself-
honest. I did think that you might have used it before now, but that's all right.
No, we had not.
We
Don't think
forgot.
so, yeah.
It's labeled. It's even labeled.
Violette's gonna
And,
like brush herself off and basically like offer to do like the reconnaissance again, but this time a little bit keeping her eyes a little bit more open. And I don't know if the potion can only go to 1 person or.
There does seem to be basically a dose in this bottle.
But yeah, like she's brushing herself off and being like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep my eyes a little more open, but I'll go ahead of everybody, and hopefully these skeletons are as easy to sneak up on as everybody else that I've ever encountered.
I'm pretty sneaky. Do you want me to just be right behind you so you don't get stuck by yourself again?
And there's probably been a few opportunities where like Hortense has actually surprised Violette like someplace or other, and so she's like, sure, yeah.
Question: Who has the potion? By the way,
Cornette.
You have both of the potions.
Yes.
Okay.
But he will offer it up if anybody wants to take it.
I mean,
do we want to like use it right now?
I could also quick alchemy another elixir of life. Because then we could heal both of the 2 hurt people. And Hortense, how much do you have?
I'm only down by 5.
Okay, so it seems like
I'm only down by
Violette and
6 right
Calla.
now, but like
So
that's
it's Calla
That's
Lily.
kind of a lot, yeah.
yeah, I'm down by 10.
Okay, I'll do a elixir of life,
Mhm.
and then we'll have 1 potion left if anyone wants to use it.
We'll probably. I think we should reserve that one because who knows
The
who might get more
protection from
damage.
undead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and be sneaky. I don't know if we might need the other potions in the
Right.
future.
So Calla Lily, and by scooping you up, I didn't mean like scooping you. I meant just kind of like sitting you up, and you
Mhm.
could like lean on me if you're still like healing. So Pegasi then pulls out an elixir, a little potion bottle, and presents it to you.
Thank you. And Calla will take that potion very gladly.
This will be a D6 of healing. Is that correct?
Mhm. Yeah, and then the +1 for 10 minutes if we get
Oh,
sprayed
yeah.
by poison again.
Okay, so I will look to
I rolled a-
Hortense and then look. You said there's a hallway. There's a hallway the other that turns.
Mhm.
So
Go
I'll
to
be
the
like,
left.
are we ready to
Yeah, we
continue?
can all just go together, and you two sneakies can be in front. Is
Okay.
the hallway behind the door that was trapped? The trap door?
Yes, basically, you've come in. There was the trapped door. It led into this room where you fought all the skeletons. Those other
Oh.
two skeletons had run down a hallway. You can see that it turns to the left as you look down it, but you can't see any further because it turns to the left.
And then just checking, is the only source of illumination the dancing lights from Hortense, or is there any other sort of like torches or anything?
There are looks like some kind of magical light source.
Okay.
They've been placed along the wall, much like torches would be, and they seem to be
Mm.
granting about the same amount of light.
Okay, well then I'm gonna, I don't know, like crouch into sneak posture. I don't know what that entails.
Hortense is
Mhm.
going to kind of like, because
Cocked.
you're more experienced at this than she is, she's probably going to be kind of imitating your actions.
Like the baby Spider-Man watching, like.
Don't imitate me. I only got 10.
Well,
I'll
I
get
got an
so
extra,
that's a 10 for Violette on stealth.
and
Yeah.
that's an 11 for Hortense.
It is
Okay,
mimic.
imitate me, I guess. We're just supposed to be
But like,
not
Okay.
super stealthy.
I'll keep that in mind.
Thank
What do the two of you sneaky people want to do?
So yeah, I'm gonna go down to the end of the hallway and then do the like Scooby-Doo like peek.
Yeah.
we're both doing it, so it's like the two.
Yeah,
like
so
you said.
the head
Yeah.
stacked, yeah.
And give a very thorough look before continuing. Because I was fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, sort of deal. So yeah, look at the floor, look to see if there's guards, like look to see if there's anything hanging from the ceiling.
Give me perception rolls, both of you.
Okay. I
Are
need
we
to keep
still
trading
down
up these die.
one
They're all
from the-
bad.
Are we still down one from the
Uh,
poison?
You are not, because that has had time to wear off. So
Okay.
Okay, that's better. Perception 21.
17 for Hortense.
great. I'm going to say you both notice this, that it's a little irregular, but yeah, whatever was bloody was dragged through that room, and it was dragged down this hallway. And as you peer around the corner, you can see the hallway continues for about another 10 feet, and then there's some stairs going down, but they only go down about 10 feet, and you can see that there is a door. There is light spilling out through it.
Okay. Very Scooby-Doo sneakily approach.
Hortense is gonna hold up a hand and then turn back to the others and be like, "Could we get the keys this time?"
There's like a
Hey, I
jangling.
unlocked the door just fine. It just
That's true.
happened to be trapped, okay?
But I feel like if you use the key, it probably doesn't trigger the trap because
I don't know.
But as mentioned, there's light spilling out through this door, so it's
it's a jar.
it's not closed. It's like, yeah, it's a jar, and there's
Ah.
light. It's a sort of a eerie green light.
Oh.
Fun. Okay. Sneakily approach the door and try and give a little like eye to the keyhole kind of deal.
Or I guess are we still
well,
doing the same?
door's open.
Do
The door is completely open. Okay.
Yeah,
well then
so it's
Scooby-Doo
like
like yeah.
So again, like it's a door that opens inwards, and so let's like it's open like at least a foot or two, and you can see this weird green light. But because there is a door there, you can't necessarily see the whole room.
Yeah, we're gonna layer our heads and take a
Okay.
peek.
Now we're still going off those
Yep.
perhaps less than stellar stealth rolls that
Yep.
we had before. So as the two of you make your way down there and you do your little peek around the door, you see a rather disturbing sight.
Okay.
Oh no.
This is obviously the workshop of a necromancer. You saw the storeroom earlier, but this is a little more messy. There are slabs. You can see that there are bloodstains on the ground. On one of the slabs, you see what can only be described as a mostly devoured corpse. It's clearly been chewed on. All the soft tissue from the abdomen has been consumed. It's missing a head. One of the legs is left, but it's been gnawed on quite thoroughly. You can see that there is a woman's shoe that is on one of the feet. You do remember something about there being a maid here.
Bertha, I thought she got away.
Yeah, we thought. Oh.
You also see, again, the remains of what used to be a person. It has clearly been feasted upon. It's wearing a tattered, bloody apron on what's left of its body, so that might be the cook. But what really draws your attention is the sound from this room. Just a wet, ripping sound of tearing of flesh as you see a hunched form in black robes with wild movements, just sort of like very feral. And as you enter the room and peer around in what you thought was a sneaky fashion, you see this thing straighten up. You can see that it's wearing some kind of metal skull cap, large ears poking out the side of its head. Its skin seems pale, very discolored, almost like blood had pooled. The rigor mortis look that corpses sometimes get, where blood pools at the back where they've been lying down. And this thing turns to face you. You've seen an image of this face before. The Necromancer, Cadaverous. But there is a very feral cast to his features. His face is smeared with blood. And as he turns, you can see what his body was blocking, which was another slab on which two other humanoid bodies, both wearing black robes, are piled. And you can see these are probably his apprentices. He had just started gnawing on one of them.
Do we see the source of the green light at all?
Yes. I think you mentioned before this artifact that had been impounded due to import duties. It is, again, very much in the style of the ancient necromancer Hot Topik. It is covered with just a few too many skulls. That's the best way to put it. There's just a few too many skulls on this carved piece, which is pulsing with a strange light. You also notice when Cadaverous turned around, he seems to have some kind of substance dripping off his face, or at least, he was sprayed with it. You can see spatter, and it's on the front of his robes as well, mixing in with all the blood and gore. And with that, I would like initiative rolls from everyone.
Cool.
I'm gonna use stealth again for this because we weren't super stealthy, but we were trying to stealth.
You were trying to stealth.
I got a 25.
25.
Does a nat 20 on initiative do anything?
Ooh. I'm going to say it does, even if it doesn't, because that's a good house roll. So nat 20, and what is your bonuses?
If I'm using stealth +5, so also 25.
25. I'm going to put you at the very top because that was a natural 20.
No, that totally makes sense.
So Hortense and Violette, and let's get everyone in this as well, please.
Cornette got a 22.
Ooh, everyone did great this time.
Calla Lily got a 14.
Oh, so did I.
Oh.
Nice.
Who has the higher dex?
Probably Calla, Lily.
My
Although, actually,
You can
I believe in
decide.
Pathfinder, you can just decide who you'd like to go first
Oh, yeah.
between you.
And it's
mine's
each
plus
turn.
2.
Oh yeah, I'm a Dex +0.
I'll just go.
It kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. You see this sight. Hortense, you get to go first with that nat 20 on initiative.
Yeah, how far away is that creepy pulsing statue?
It's about 20 feet into the room. And Cadaverous is a little closer to you. As he opens his mouth and makes that sound, you can see that his teeth are unnaturally long and pointed.
Okay, Hortense is gonna sort of glance at Cadaverous and be like, and but then turn to the creepy pulsing statue with far too many skulls. Is going to start whispering, pull back her hand. This time, water is swirling, and she's not making a fist; it's just swirling. And she is going to reach out and cast a hydraulic push on the unattended object that is the statue.
Very nice. And it is unattended, as mentioned, so I assume this just happens.
Yes. Or okay. It says make a ranged spell attack roll, but
Oh, okay. Well, then if that's what it says, then do that. I was just wondering if it is.
I assume a 21 will hit.
Yes.
Okay, so that is 3d6 damage, and it is knocked back 5 feet. So I don't know if it also takes.
Which knocks it off the slab that it's on.
And it takes a whopping 6 bludgeoning damage.
6 bludgeoning, you say?
Yes.
Okay. Of course it takes damage just as this hits it, and then it goes flying back off of the slab out of your view, but you do hear like a cracking sound as you assume it hits the stone floor on the other side. Cadaverous, however, his eyes just seem focused on both of you with hunger as his jaw drops further and further. It's almost like a snake unhinging its jaw, and a long lashing tongue whips out of the black cavernous hole of his mouth. More of these horrible sounds. So, but before he does anything, Violette will get to have her turn.
Oh, I still had one action left.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
How close is he?
He is 20 feet away.
I'm just going to use it to reset spell strike then, because I hadn't done that from our last combat. So
Very good. Does either of you have the potion on you?
no.
No? Okay, very well. Just wondering. Okay, and Violette, your turn.
Let's see if this die will treat me a little better. So this guy looks creepy and awful, and I don't like him. Yeah, I think that still fighting him is probably Violette's first instinct. Like, she's not so much focused on the object as she is the thing that wants to eat her. So I'm going to attempt to approach and tumble through this creepy guy's space and see if I can't give him a 1-2. He has flesh, unlike the skeletons.
Yes, he does indeed have flesh. In fact, not decayed or anything. You can he's very pale. His eyes are all bloodshot and like cloudy, and he does have this weird animalistic look on his face and the pointy teeth and the lashing tongue.
Yeah. Let's see if I can. Let's see. I get a 12 versus his reflex DC.
Where's his reflex? His reflex is pretty good. He gets a +9 on that, so that's like 19.
Well,
yeah,
just
no.
real poorly. No, okay, don't do that. So he stops me, or like I can't get through his space. So
Yeah, just sort of. He does seem to be moving quite quickly, not lurching or anything.
All right. Well, my second tool is to impress him with my rapier work. So let's see if acrobatics didn't work. Maybe a performance will. She, leans back on her classic look at how fast and pokey I am rapier tactic.
Mhm.
And we will try a fascinating performance. That's better. I get a 21 for the performance check.
Okie doke. So you do now does he resist this with will?
Yes, I'm gonna go back to the Nexus swashbuckler, buckling and swashing. The fascinating performance skill is the will DC. So his will DC, if I succeed, he's fascinated.
He does seem fascinating, and yeah, he is susceptible to this. He's not mindless.
Was it a
like the
critical
skeleton.
success or no?
Not a critical success.
Okay, so he's not incapacitated. But he is fascinated. So
And
now
mechanically, what happens to him when he is fascinated?
Oh, nothing. I must critically succeed to add the incapacitation trait, but
Okay.
he's still like, it still gives me the panache that I need, basically, is what it does.
Yeah, he does briefly pause and just go,
Oh, nice. Good.
Well,
Excellent.
it looks like on Nexus it says you take a -2 status penalty to perception and skill checks, and you can't use actions that use the concentrate trait.
Sorry, it says you must critically succeed to fascinate it, but I still, even if I don't critically succeed, I still get my panache if I succeed.
Okay, got it.
So
sorry,
yes, he has not suffered that because it wasn't a crit, but
yeah.
you do get the benefits of your panache.
Okay, so now I will attempt to hit him with my rapier. Stabby, stabby. That was just a test. This is the real game.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so that is a 16 to hit.
16 to hit. I'm afraid that is a miss.
Ah, mother of God. All right. I'm still just weird. I'm keeping him occupied. That's fine. It's good. Wait, no. If I fail to hit, I deal half my precise strike damage to the target. Whoops, I forgot about that.
Okay, so what damage will you do to him?
I am rolling 2d6. I forgot. That is, I get half of 4. So 2
2
damage.
points.
He gets a little slash.
damage to
It's a
him.
warning shot,
He gets, yes, but here's the thing, Violette. As you crossed and entered and got close to him,
Yes, I did that.
was about 10 feet away, you started feeling this. Could I please get a fortitude save?
Yes, of course. Fortitude 21.
21, okay. You do not suffer the effects of this. However, there is just a nauseating smell surrounding him. This horrific stench.
I think
and
Violette is also
you
sometimes
aren't
very smelly, so.
not like this. This is like, oh boy. And you're in a necromancer's tower, so there've been lots of bad smells, but this is almost supernaturally bad.
Okay.
You are, however, because you made your save, you are not sickened.
Yeah, I think that maybe because this is obviously this is corpse stench. This is bad smell. But Violette smells it and she's like, man, I never got it when people told me that I should wash my clothes and take a bath, but you really need to.
And Violette, that is you. Cornette.
Yeah, so from Cornette's perspective, the two of them snuck ahead and then just went into the room. Now
Yep, that's
there's
what happened.
the sounds of battle and a hydro pump and a statue breaking. So Cornette's going to take one action to move into the room and sort of assess
Right.
the situation.
You see what I have described, this horrific, you assume undead thing.
Everything's on
and-
fire and I dropped the pizza I was bringing.
Yeah. You are the Donald Glover in this situation.
Yeah. So sort of seeing this reaction and hearing Violette say that, it sort of triggers some things in Cornette's priesthood training, and grabs the bottle of protection from undead. And so with the second action, we'll retrieve that And with the third, free action will whistle, do like a sibling whistle that gets Violette's attention, like go.
I'll give you that sibling whistle as a free action.
Yay.
Talking is a free action. It's whistling
And
is a
then
free action.
chuck it. So
Or
he's not
chuck it to Violette.
Yeah, he's not going to get closer, but he's going to throw the potion towards Violette.
Okay. Now
To
Violette
catch
does
it.
have a free hand. Has a
Right.
free hand, right?
Oh, you're muted.
How should
Sorry,
we
I
do
was
this?
muted. Yes, I have one-handed. So I'm just fighting with one hand. So the other hand
Okay,
is
let's-
I don't have a shield or anything.
Let's see how well you throw this.
Okay.
please.
Is it
This
athletics?
is not. You're not making an attack roll or anything, but yeah, let's try athletics.
No. Oh, it's a 2!
Excellent.
Plus 0.
You come up a little short, and the potion bottle goes.
I took throwing
along the
lessons
ground.
from Pegasi.
And Violette, I'm going to say that you could, either you or Hortense could retrieve it if you wanted to
Okay, on our turns, yeah.
on your turn.
So it's there.
So yeah. Now it is. Let's see. Yes, now it is its turn. Okay. It's right up there with Violette, isn't it? This thing lurches forward. And yeah, I'm gonna assume a 24 hits you. Yes?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
You're attacking me? Okay, sorry. Yes, it hits me.
Yeah. So this thing lurches forward and bites at you.
Cool.
You take
An amount of damage.
8 points of piercing damage.
Cool.
Could I please get a fortitude save?
Bad.
Actually, it's going to be 2 fortitude saves.
Very bad. This is bad.
So my first fortitude save is a 17,
Gotcha.
and my second is also a 17.
Okay. Well, you'll be pleased to know that for a second, from the point of the bite, you can feel your whole arm stiffening up, and like you felt it spreading to your legs for a moment even, but you managed to fight it off. You also, it's almost like a fever almost overcame you for a moment, but you have managed to stave that off as well.
Now this one is better. The other one,
That's
throw
the
them
good
in the
one.
garbage.
That one came through when it counted.
Also, just to
And
note, I think the +1 bonus still applies from Pegasi's earlier healing.
that is
Well,
correct.
Yes.
If
I
it's
will
been 10
remember that
minutes.
if it's
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's been within 10 minutes. Like combat rounds are really
Then 18.
Okay, right.
Okay, well, glad to know. It also is going to try to claw you, but I think that's, even with his bonus, that's not going to hit you. Because you're at 18, right?
18 is correct, yes.
He just missed you with this. As he brings his hands up, you notice that there are horrific claws at the ends of his fingers, but they did not make contact. And, of course, he's going to...
Yeah.
Oh, and he rolls a 2. So that even with...
That doesn't hit
He-
me.
Yeah, this guy gets a plus 11, so that's a 13. That
Holy
is a
bananas.
miss. That is a miss. Okay. He has gone. Pegasi, it is over to you. You saw Cornette take off down the hallway and run into this room.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I'm not muted. Okay. Yeah, Pegasi's gonna follow Cornette into the room, and goodness, oh God, what can I do? I'm all out of. I can't make anything else, so I'm just left with a couple of mutagens and a tanglefoot. So we're gonna try to tanglefoot the guy, the cadaver guy.
Very well.
So
So he makes a dex save, or try? Oh no! First you got to hit him.
I gotta hit him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, he would do an escape DC. He would get an escape DC. I don't know if it's on this
But he-
round if it hits or.
He would have
I
to
think it-
spend all his actions trying to get out of it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
please
that
go
too.
ahead. See how that tanglefoot where that ends up in the room.
Okay. 22.
Yes,
22. Okay. You throw it, it impacts. You've seen this before. The sticky filaments come out and wrap around his legs. But it is not a crit. It is not a crit.
Okay.
But it is a hit. So he is impeded in terms of motion. Okay.
And
Anything
so
else,
that was-
Pegasi?
I moved, I prepped, I drew my bomb, and I threw it. So that's my 3 actions.
That's all 3. Calla, you're alone in the hallway. Everyone else has run into this room.
Yeah, I'm going to. Okay, so I finally figured out. I made a visual aid for Act Together.
Nice.
Thank you. That will be helpful for all of us.
Okay, so I'm going
Especially
to spend I'm going to spend 2 actions on Act Together.
Mhm.
I'm going to spend those 2 actions to once. Oh no, I can't. I can only do that once a day. Never mind. I changed my mind.
Okay.
I'm going to spend
Very well.
1 action on Act Together, and we are both going to go into the room using our speed. I'm going.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could literally have Shimmer just sit on your shoulder and then you run into the room.
You know, I like that better. I will.
Yeah.
I will then. How does that work in my brain? I will just run in together. And I will still do the Act Together. So first I will move in there, and then Shimmer will again use her action to get to a good vantage point to attack on the next round, and then I will use my remaining, I believe, 2 actions to cast telekinetic projectile. That's what I wanted to do. So if there's any
Great. What are you going to use?
what sort of loose objects are there?
Plenty. There's all kinds of surgical implements in this room. There are bottles and beakers and like stone vases and urns.
Let's
There's
go
a
with this.
statue somewhere too.
Yeah, I can't see that statue though. I'll use
Yes, it's on now on the ground.
I'll go ahead and use one of those stone urns, and I would like to
Great.
project it at this the head of the zombie, scary, flesh-eating man. Cadaverous.
Could you please roll to hit?
That will be an 18 to hit.
That is a hit.
Yes. Okay. And so he's going to take 8 points of bludgeoning
8?
damage.
Boom! This thing cracks him one in the melon. And again, this long tongue whipping around. Again, the jaw seems to open even further in a very hideous manner as this thing hisses and howls. As we move back to the top of the order with Hortense. Hortense, you have knocked this idol off. You heard it. You saw it take damage. You heard it smash on the ground. You see Cornette ran into the room and threw this potion that just sort of went ding, 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 ding. And you could retrieve it if you wanted to. And Violette is in combat with this thing. You notice that when Violette ran up, Violette actually started like choking and gagging and is like sort of using one hand to cover her beak as she fights with this thing. Oh, sorry, muted.
And also bitter, so that would imply that maybe you don't want to get too close. Is the green light still pulsing, or is it gone?
It is gone. It was emanating from the thing with too many skulls.
Yeah. Okay, so Hortense is not going to move any closer for the moment. I'm going to use an action to draw my crossbow, aim it, and again, you sort of see the magic swirling around the bolt that looks like cat claws. So I'm going to use Spell Strike and do a Gouging Claw crossbow bolt.
Very well. Roll it up.
This looks like a thing you can puncture and it will actually do something. That is 15 plus 5, so 20, dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
First is the crossbow bolt is 1d8, which is 5 piercing, and then the spell damage is 1d6 plus 2. So that is 4 piercing damage. 4 more piercing
Right.
damage. First, it's slashing. I'll do slashing to mix it up.
Cool. It bites deeply into the body of this thing. It recoils as the bolt hits it, but it's still on its feet.
And that's
And-
all my actions.
There we go. Violette, it is up to you. Rather, it is up to your turn. You saw this potion bottle basically land. It's within reach. You could pick it up if you wanted.
How is this guy looking? Is he looking like a good punch will finish him off, or is he looking like there might be
He
a
seems
long
pretty
road ahead?
hardy.
Okay,
It might
then I'm
be a
gonna
longer road.
then I'm gonna use an action to interact with an object and
Yep.
grab this thing and then chug it, because if Cornette thinks that it's valuable to use right now, then I will just go with what Cornette thinks. So is that
Cool.
the 2 actions?
No, I'm gonna call that one action.
Okay.
I'm gonna just and
Grab and
as
chug.
you pop this off and down it, the rest of you see an unusual change come over Violette as her feathers seem to lose their sheen and a few sort of fall out in mangy patches, and you actually see one of her eyes rot away. And you can see her rib cage through the holes in her flesh, which suddenly appear. Violette, I'm going to say you don't feel anything. Like you feel absolutely fine.
Okay.
But to all appearances, Violette is now an undead version of herself.
Oh, Cornette, you're gonna feel so bad.
Yeah,
that you did
Who
this
did
to me.
who did we have identify this? Did I identify it? Oh no.
Okay.
And Violette, you notice that this thing suddenly, it was in combat with you, and it just suddenly turns from you, and its gaze, it just loses all interest in you.
Okay.
You still have 2 actions left.
I guess I'm still gonna attempt to hit it. Which I don't know if it'll ruin the effect of the potion or not, but I don't know what happened. So maybe I'll just attempt to if it's turning from me, maybe it'll be a little easier to tumble through its space and then give it a good one too. So yeah, I'll try a tumble through.
It's essentially going to be flat-footed, so you'll get it will have less. Its armor class will not be as good.
Okay, well this is a reflex.
Oh, I mean when you actually attack.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
That was cocked. All right, so plus acrobatics. That's a dirty 20.
Yeah,
against
no
the
problem at
reflex
all.
DC.
In
Okay.
fact, like I say, I'd almost make this an automatic success because it is no longer treating you as hostile. at
Okay.
all.
Well then, yeah. Well, I just needed the panache, so I had to succeed on the save for myself. But yeah, I basically uncertain why it's not approaching me. I do some acrobatic flips and tricks, and it's just kind of letting me move, and I'm like, this is weird, but okay. And then I will give a thorough stabbing.
And as you raise your hands, that's the first time you notice, when you see the sort of partially skeletal decayed hand, you're like, what the? But make your attack roll.
Yes, we'll see if that distracts me enough that I don't hit. My attack roll is a 19.
That is a hit,
Verily.
especially because he is flat-footed.
Okay, it's not a crit though, I would assume.
No.
Okay, so that's 3d6. Uh, 8 damage.
8 damage.
Yeah. 8 piercing.
Okay.
I believe it is. Yeah.
And it is 8 piercing. So as you stab this thing, it seems confused. Like it looks up at you again, and it almost does. Like, what are you doing?
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro? And is that all of your actions? Or you
Yeah,
still
that
got
is
an attack?
that is 3 of my actions. So yeah,
There you go.
she'll give it the old 1-2, and then like probably while moving her hand, like see that she looks like weird and gross, and it's just like,
Yeah, it's like what?
"Ugh."
Cornette, it is your turn. You've just seen this happen to your sister.
This is a nightmare come to life. Like, this is like the worst possible scenario. While Cornette is sort of freaking out a little bit, there's also like a recollection of a memory, as if it like echoes back in his mind of like the dogs. And there was a reminiscence of a memory saying that there may be 2 guard dogs around at some point. So he's going to take a quick second to look and see if there's anything else that poses a threat.
Not down here.
Okay.
Though you realize that's like, oh, we didn't really look around upstairs at all.
Gotcha.
And,
Okay. So with that being said, still keeping a distance away, you see Cornette's determined face like just light up as he thinks that he may have turned his sister. As this happens, there's a righteous light that appears in his hands, and he again uses both of them to draw this giant light circle in the air, almost like delayed photography of light, where it's just staying put. And then he imbues 3 actions worth of healing magic into this thing and shoots it out at Cadaverous.
Okay, so please roll to see how much healing you do. Of course,
Yeah.
we know by experience that being powered by negative energy, undead will take damage from this positive influx of positive energy.
10 points.
10 points, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Does that
Could you
mean
please
Cadaverous, or-
describe? That is at Cadaverous. Could you please describe, Cornette, what it looks like
Yeah.
when this ghast, for that is what it is destroyed by the positive healing power of Xander, the Dawnflower?
Yeah, as soon as he adds the breath of light that comes from sacrificing his voice to this spell, it's super empowered. And there is a prayer and a wish that goes along with it. And as it sends it out, there's just hope that Violette can be recovered from whatever horrible curse has been befallen her. This ring slowly and gently moves forward like a smoke ring in the air at this creature who seems to be stunned by the sister's actions. And it slowly wafts through the both of them, almost like a sonic effect. And as it does, slowly but surely, the tinder of the clothing of this thing lights up, and a bright flame of golden light slowly disintegrates this creature, up until this metal skull cap that it had that clanks down to the ground.
And as this skull cap clanks to the ground and like sort of like turns over and does the old we will bring this episode of the Claw Firm, Feather, Whisker, and Horn to a close. Thank you very much. I have been your Game Master, Mark Meer. These have been your player characters, and we will see you all next time.